got sent the script and I was intrigued by the title, Paradise Hills, and I remember just reading it and kind of not knowing what to think. And I read it a few times, and each time kind of like took something different from it. And I just loved that it felt so unique and original, and I don't know, it felt like being a part of this would be kind of an experiment, if you will. The script came with like this lookbook, and I remember looking through it and thinking,
yes,
is this
totally amazing?
I was like, is this what it's gonna look like? Like, it was just the wackiest thing, but I was so intrigued, and I don't know, I really fell in love with my character Uma, and I just thought that I could bring something to it. And then, you know, within that same breath, like, I found out all of these ladies were gonna be a part of it, and I was like, this just makes so much sense. Like, you couldn't ask for a more amazing cast of women, and yeah, we just thought, why not? I mean, I thought, why not take a chance on something like this?
Also, like, exciting that hopefully they make more movies like this, because the thing is, it was exciting, I think, for all of us to give voice to women that don't usually get anxiety, social pressure, peer pressure, being bullied for looking a certain way, or being socially awkward, or being gay, or being all these things. There's a lot of things that are not addressed nowadays, especially as women in film. We and young, up and coming sort of characters, it's hard, and for diverse actresses as well, like, it's hard to find good meaty roles that are not on the nose, as Emma was saying earlier. They're not on the nose and addresses, but at the same time has an offer, something new to bring to the screen. And at the end of the day, it's mostly female driven, and it's sort of really exciting to just be part of something like that.
Yeah, we were joking on set. It was like us, and then Jeremy Irvine was the only boy, and he was like, "I'm just here for you, ladies," and we were like, "You can be one of the girls."
Yeah,
but
it
it was so refreshing for me, where it's like, oh, like, we just have like the one boy, where usually I've been like the one girl on a set. And so it was so funny that it was like all of us girls and then Jeremy.
And it's amazing to have a guy that's like, I'm cool to like just support you guys. Like, you guys are, that was awesome. He's great,
Totally.
No, I think for me, reading the script and knowing that, you know, Alice Waddington, who directed it and wrote it, she had made a short film on this subject, and it was very beautiful. And of course, reading the script, I'm very attracted to strong women. I play a lot of strong women in films. So to be able to have a whole cast of really strong women all playing off each other just seemed like such an interesting, such an interesting project. And of course, I was so excited to work with all these amazing girls. So yeah, it was just a win-win.
We're hungry no matter what stage of your career you are.
Why are you pointing at me?
No, because you have a longevity. You're an established,
no matter what.
No, an established, well-respected actress. You know.
I was like one of the young up-and-coming, I thought.
Yes. You started yesterday in this little franchise, and here you are.
We're like, what's the next question?
I noticed how quiet I was. She's like, yeah, young, up-and-coming. I'm like,
yeah.
You're like, tell me more. No.
One of the themes of this movie is the expectations that society and even people's families put on women. Can you talk a little bit about how that plays out in the film?
by the way, that's just so realistic. That concept is so realistic, and then to take it to this level where the movie is so beautiful and is so otherworldly, but it's something very relatable, I think, to so many people.
Well, I think that's what's so cool about this movie is like the juxtaposition of like these really hard things that these young women are dealing with and how beautiful the world looks. And I thought that that was a really interesting thing that Alice, our director, did, was like, you know, really talking about these really tough issues and seeing these girls struggling with like their identity or their looks or their thoughts, or thinking like, am I crazy? Am I different? Is something wrong with me? But in this world of like, you know, I have a light pink bob and we're in these white crazy
and in a way,
costumes.
like, you're spoiled if you're not happy
with what you
look at what I'm
correct.
giving you.
So it's really interesting, like visually, just to see that like the emotions and the visuals are kind of like opposite, like they're contradicting each other, which I think is so interesting, and I think it's very relevant of like the time we live in right now. I mean, like Instagram just paints this whole world of like
perfection.
These beautiful colors and these amazing trips and these amazing clothes and this and that, but like, you know, there's real people behind that and stories and
then
pain.
there's the Fire Festival of it all.
Oh God, we've been talking about that all day.
It's cool because like they connect through their differences, these characters, and one of my favorite things about the script was that all these women are in this place to change. Their families think they should change, and none of them think they should change. And I love that because they're strong. They're not like, oh, I need to conform to society. They're like, no, I'm good. Like, I think the first moment we connect is the first line, and it's like, oh no, I'm happy with the way I am, but you know, so I'm just taking a free vacation, and I loved that. I was like, oh, a character that's like cool with themselves. And yes, I want to be part of that.
And that's such a good message for society and for children out there, and that's why the audience of this film, we knew that it was going to be a younger audience. As an actress, you want to be proactive, and you do sit sometimes as an actress, and you get conflicted as in what should I do? Is this because also now it's become so politically driven, and I think it's the proper thing to do. But you also sit where, like, for instance, as a diverse actress coming from a different country, the choices and options that I get are very few. I get to portray most of the time a very typecasted character, and I was like, I'm kind of exhausted by that. And by putting that on film and putting a group of women being like, I'm okay being who I am, being insecure or my thoughts, it's a good mirror to society where society's telling us that perfection more than ever is what you have to achieve with reality TV, with Instagram, with all these things. So it's exciting to be part of something. Whatever comes out of it is all going to be positive for us, and makes us happy to be proactive in a sense like this.
And all of our characters love other than yours.
Each
Sorry,
other.
Mila,
We love you in real life.
In the movie, we all really love each other, and it's very like, you know, it's a really nice thing to see that, where I was kind of waiting for the break in the friendships, and there are some, but it's not because of it's because of their circumstances.
Extra love.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and it's because they love each other so much, which was nice too. Like, there's no, you won't see any.
It's like women supporting women. Like, we all help each other in this movie. I accept you. But
except the Duchess.
Well, maybe without me, you wouldn't be able to support each other this way. I made it possible.
We never would have met each other if it wasn't for you.
Exactly.
Torturing you.